We're gonna work on the basics, starting with this simple warm-up. Now this is a class for beginners or anybody who can put themselves into a beginner mindset. That means put your ego aside. If you haven't done martial arts in a while and you wanna get back into it, this is a great place to start. Just circle the hands backward, get blood into the joints. You wanna stay safe from injury during this workout. Your hands go down, turning from side to side, and then start to twist. As you twist, you're gonna allow your heels to come up a little bit on the opposite side, just turning through, getting a good full range of motion. Loosen the lower back. Now bring the hands up into the sides, like a golf swing. Increase the range of motion in your stretch. You're gonna use this later when you start to defend yourself with blocks and punches. Now, big arm circles forward, and then back. Hello to everybody who's logging on. It's good to see you. Welcome to class. Warming up nice and easy. Bring the hands in so that the fingers are up. In the other hand, the fingers go to the side. Close, and then gently shake. Loosen the wrists. Get blood in there, and then switch it. Put it on the other side. You're going to have your palms up. Bring it close to the body to go back. This is going to floss the nerve in those arms. It's going to help with soreness from all the push-ups and all the punches that I'm going to have you do in this series. Might not do them all today, but we're going to get them done. Turn the hips out, big circle, and then go the other way. Push to one side, gently push back. And now I want you to start to jog in place. As you jog in place, start to throw the hands. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Doug. It's good to see you. Please give me a thumbs up. Share if you can. Let's get this class filled up this morning. Good morning. Punching and running. Just a little jogging. Now, if you're not able to jog yet, then just kind of walk in place. If you can't walk yet, just lift your knees. If you're sitting in a wheelchair, or you're sitting on the edge of the couch or on the bed, or in your comfy chair, just throw the hands. But start to get some motion. Move in the direction that you want to go. There's no way to do this workout wrong. As long as you're moving, you keep that beginner's mindset. Be patient with yourself. There's no room for self-criticism. It's not important, it's not necessary. From here, I want you to stop and then punch across the body. Stretch those arms out. Allow your shoulders and hips to turn. You're going to start to feel it stretching your shoulders and your triceps and a little bit into your chest and your back. And now bring those punches up and across. You'll feel more of a stretch here as you do this punch. And then down and across, and you'll feel it more in the top and the back of your shoulder. I want you to stabilize your shoulders so that there's no chance of injury during this workout. You're going to learn martial arts at home. You want to be safe while you do it. You want to be able to stay injury-free so that you can do more and more and more every week. A little bit more every week, a little bit harder. Every week, a little bit faster, more intensity, but gradually move in the direction you want to go and you'll get there. There's no way that you won't accomplish all your goals. Now from here, bring the knee up and across the body. And again, if you have to modify because you're not on your feet, then just modify. Turn your shoulders and touch the other side of the body. Side to side. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Movement is what's important here. Move your body, maintain that beginner's mind. No self-criticism. Get over your ego and kick to the front. Usually the frustration comes when you think, I should be able to do more. Well, guess what? You can't. So start where you are, do what you can, and then be patient. You'll get there, I promise. Every week you'll do a little bit more. Just to the front. You do this for about 30 seconds. And then we're going to throw in a side kick and then go back to the front. So now we have two to the front and one on each side, pushing to the side with the heel first. So I want to lead with the heel as much as I can. Two to the front, to the side, Again, these are just warming up your body, warm-up kicks. After this, you're going to kick also to the back and under your body, two to the front, one on each side, two back. Your blood is starting to flow. Your heart rate's going up a little bit. Your body's getting warm. You might break a little bit of a sweat. You're going to lean out faster as you practice martial arts at home, online. Class number 2, we're going to do a little bit more than we did in class number 1, but just a tiny bit. I want you to gradually increase what you do, your capacity, your ability, your skill level. You'll get where you want to go. Just don't stop moving. To the front, one on each side, to the back, one more all the way around. And then I want you to slow your breathing with me. Bring your hands out. Breathe out. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. And the third is like a big hug. Open your chest. Expand your arms. Blow it in. Bring the hands to the front. Pull. Step. Bend. Push. Stretch. Breathe. Straighten those elbows all the way out. Bring them in. Put them away. Pull. Step, bend, push, breathe. Bring them in, put them away, lift them up. Step back, bend both knees, close the hands, drop the elbows, breathe in. Up, step, bend, close, drop, breathe. Pull, step, push, stretch. Reach. Now this is a review from the first class. We did these 3 opening moves. We call this mushim, which means empty mind. It's not some big esoteric concept. It's just the idea. If you want to pay attention to what you're doing while you're doing it, and that mindfulness is going to help you learn faster. So try to think about this only. This is number 1. We always do both sides. Number 2, other side. And number 3. And it does not matter to me at this point. If you have the same foot as me, the same arm, if you're doing the hands differently, don't worry about it. We're going to get there. Give yourself some grace. Go slowly. This is the whole idea of beginner's mind. Beginner's workout, whether you're a true beginner, you've never done it before, or you're getting back into it, you have to adopt the mindset of a beginner. It's my job to make correction. It's my job to guide you in a different direction. It's my job to point out where you're doing things differently. It is not your job to criticize about yourself, to whine and complain about what you can or can't do. Just follow me. Focus on what the moves are. Don't worry about the emotion. There's no room for it. And then push. And push. We're going to come back to that. We're going to start to use this mushen to slow the breathing, to improve the posture, build strength in the muscle, especially in your core, so that you have your shoulders back and down, stomach up and in, your chin is tucked, you have a good, powerful fighting position. Kechu, it's good to see you here too. Glad everybody's signing on. Please, if you haven't done so already, give me a thumbs up, share if you can. Let's get more people in this online class. Now, after this mushem 1 through 3, we're going to continue stretching and warming up with a stretch and kick. So step back with one foot. If this is the front, I'm just stepping back. There's nothing fancy. Just from here, the knees bent, I want you to cross the hands. And when you make your fist today, remember to roll in the knuckles. And then watch what I do here with the thumb. I'm going to bring it here, in and down. A lot of people, when they make the fist, squeeze it. See how that misshapes the fist? if the ship or the fist is shaped wrong, hello Richard, you're gonna hit here and it's gonna snap your wrist, or it's gonna bust your knuckle. This is a kind of punch, right? That's a knuckle punch. You stick that right in his throat, in his temple, in his nose, in his eyeball for self-defense, right there in the solar plexus. But that's not what we're doing. We're gonna roll the fingers nice and tight. The way you can tell if you've done it right, you should not be, if you look like this, you can't see your fingernails. If it's like this, pull them up, roll them in, but then this is important. So many people squeeze this over, the thumb over, it just comes over and down, locks down, and you have a nice big square box fist. You're still only gonna hit with the two big knuckles right there. These two slide in this way. They're not supported very well. These two can break, these two bones. These two bones, they're bigger, they're stronger. You can see a dramatic difference. I've also conditioned these knuckles, but still your knuckles are gonna be bigger here than they are here. In martial arts, we're gonna use these two knuckles to strike. This comes back and they're supported by the structure of the hand. When you punch, we're gonna bring it out and hit like this, these two knuckles here. On this next move, both hands are tight. Remember, the thumb does not come past that first or second finger. If it's over like this, bring it back, roll it in, cross to the middle. See how my palms come in? And I'm gonna slam them straight down to start to build power through the chest, back, shoulders, arms, especially into my blocking, my guarding techniques, and all of the strikes that we're gonna practice in this series. From here, hammer down, my right foot's back. You can have right or left, doesn't matter because we're gonna do them both. I want you to bring your hands up as you swing the leg up. And look how low I'm starting. From here, down, here, down. I'm teaching a martial arts class to about 400 kids a week right now. Actually, I lost 80 because I stopped a group for a little bit. So 300 some. And every day, I've got 7 to 8 classes, and I'm jumping, going higher, because jumping's so good for their math brain, right? Building power in the legs, jumping helps the legs. So my legs are sore. So when I get to Saturday, like you, I'm a little sore. And I'm not as young as I used to be. So I'm gonna adopt my own, I'm gonna drink my own Kool-Aid, believe in beginner's mind, and I'm gonna start with a low kick. I'm gonna have grace with myself, get my ego out of the way, and not tear anything in there. Biggest concern when I work with an older student is they're afraid of tearing that hamstring or pulling it because you've done it before. Here's how you avoid that. You're gonna hammer it down, stretch it just to where you feel the tightness, bring it back. Allow the blood to start to get into that muscle. That plasma gets in there, it's gonna start to oxygenate the muscle. Chemically, it's gonna change, become softer and more pliable. Switch, hammer down, bring it up. This is the other one, we're doing 5 per leg. 3, 4, 5. Switch, and we'll do a second set. Stretch, and here's where your heart rate is gonna start to come up. Your hands are up, down, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch, we're gonna do 3 sets back to back. 1, 5 on each leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. 1, 2. And you see my stretching kick is starting to come a little higher on its own. 5, 3 on each leg. That's as the blood gets in there, my flexibility increases, and I give myself more grace, more time, and it's not some esoteric or big think. It has nothing to do with philosophy or religion. It's that science says, medical science, I'm a little bit older, give yourself more time to warm up. Hello, it's good to see you, Adrish. Welcome. Adrish, give me the thumbs up. You're here to work out. Now, from this position, I'm gonna slow my breathing back down with Mushim. Eventually, you're gonna replace that exhaling breath with a yell on number 1 and number 3. On number 2, we're gonna start to sit down, lower, and really allow the legs to stretch. Number 3, reach and stretch. And again, in the first class I described that this is improving the posture, improving your strength, conditioning your body to breathe, as a response to stress, but it's also self-defense against grabs or holds. Someone bear hugs, number one, step and drop. That makes it harder for them to hold. You're gonna hit them here with that heel, that palm, right? And you're gonna smash them right there, below the ribs. You're gonna pop them, lift the hands, they're holding, your hands are gonna knock their hands away. You're gonna come back and you're gonna hit them twice and move them back. That's where the yell comes in. Number two, someone grabs hold of your wrists, you lift your hands straight up. That changes their grip. Here they're very strong, here they're not as strong. Then you're gonna step and drop, pulling with your body weight against their hand strength. They can be bigger, stronger, faster, younger, doesn't matter. You're gonna learn martial arts, which is leveraging what you know and how you've trained against their raw power and strength. That's what martial arts is. It's an organized system of movements that leverage things that they don't know, right? The bad guy. We lift it up, snap it out. That's number two. Number three is hands are on your neck. You're gonna step forward, opening his hands. You're gonna pop him again. Right there, two hands. Then you're gonna clear one hand around as you get this way back, right? He's here, your hand's here, you got all this travel, and bam, you're gonna pop him straight through, right into his face, knocking his head back. And then later, we're gonna add a kick, smash him right in his face for self-defense. Now, after we've done that Mushen, let's do it again. We're gonna start to throw these first three in, and each time come a little lower in your stance. Use it to stretch. It's like a moving meditation and a moving stretch. It's like a Tai Chi almost, except it's not as boring. In my mind, I'm just not a Tai Chi fan. I can teach it, but it's not my favorite thing. All right, from here, I'm gonna go back here, and I'm gonna do the second kick. The first one was really just to stretch. It's not used for self-defense. It's used to keep your body, well, I guess it is self-defense, against pulling a hamstring. So the first one, just stretch. The second one, you're gonna bend the knee, and then you're gonna pop the kick out. You're gonna hit under the toes, right there. You hold your foot up, and it's hard to see on the camera. Under that big toe is called the ball of the foot. You're gonna hit right there on the ball of the foot, under the toes. And your goal, this is a defensive kick, and it's super simple, and it's straight in. It's immediate direct explosive. It's my favorite self-defense kick that nobody likes to use because it's so basic. But you just lift your knee, you point your knee where you want your kick to go, you stick it in his groin, you stick it in his shin, you stick it in his thigh. Later, you'll stick it in his face after we warm up a little bit more. But you don't have to. Just keep it straight, keep it simple. And the kick should go forward and not up. So if I'm kicking my front kick, you can hear it. It's kind of sliding up the bag. That's wrong. I want to lift, and I want to move something with it. I want to kick through my target. I'm going to set up in the same way, hammer down. This is the double low block. My hands are here, or double hammer strike, whatever you want to think about. But from here, I'm going to come into the guard. As I lift and kick, hammer down. 2, and every time I'm doing this, I'm building power, smashing power. Whether I'm smashing the face for self-defense, the guy's behind me smashing his groin for self-defense, or someone's trying to grab me here, smashing his hand off in a low blocking motion. My hands come up here, always guard the head when you're defending yourself. Hands up in a tight fist. It also helps with your balance, coordination. So I'm going from a front stance. That's where the back leg is locked out, driving your heel into the ground, toes touch the side of the foot, the knees bent so that if you look down, you can't see your toes. I saw my toes, I had to bend, there it is. Bend it enough, you can't see your toes. Don't bend too much. Don't be the knees over toes guy. You can, but that's a different workout. From here, hammer down, kick, down, 2, 3. Bringing it back every time improves your balance. It's not easy. and then switch. So if it's not easy for you, you're doing it right. 2, don't make the mistake of looking at the instructor and thinking, oh, well, the instructor's not wobbling as much as I am. I'm wobbling a little bit because I've been doing it since I'm 9. I'm 50. It's 41 years. We're not comparing ourselves. Remember the saying, comparison is the thief of joy. You want to lose all your joy, all your happiness, then start comparing yourself to what other people have. Or look around and see what you don't have. That'll take away all your joy. Joyfulness is simply staying out of comparison and looking around, starting with gratitude and giving thanks. I can still breathe. I can still see. I can still hear. Or if you can't, you can still feel. You can still move your hands. If you can't move the legs, I can move the legs a little. I'm still alive. You woke me up this morning. Thank you, God. But start in gratitude, and your joy grows. After you do one set, we're doing 3 sets like the other one. Hammer down, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what you can do is you can watch this video again. Put me on mute so you don't have to hear me if you don't want to hear it. But just write down each exercise. Do this exercise or this workout 2 or 3 times and then do the next workout. Next workout will either come tomorrow if I have time or definitely on Monday. Probably Monday. We'll try to space them every 2 days. We'll do this workout. I'm still going to make the videos on the bow staff, the Joe, the nunchucks, the Tonfa. I'm doing more Tonfa videos this week. I'm going to get the Kubaton out, show you how to defend yourself with the self-defense keychain. And I have to walk down in 11 minutes. I got to walk back and get my truck. I had to drop it off. I need new brakes and rotors. I just replaced them a year ago. And driving down here was really rough. And I think they were defective. So I got to replace them again. I said to my wife this morning, she's like, what are you going to do? I said, it's just a mile from the school. I'm going to walk to the school. I'm going to work out with my team. And she said, be careful, because there was a shooting. And there are. That way, about a quarter mile, guy gets out of his car, goes to get a smoothie. 2 guys come up, one with a rock, smashes him in the head. They beat him into a pulp to take his $6. $6. They beat this guy half to death for $6. That way, about a quarter mile. That way, less than a mile. Fender bender. Guy jumps out, puffs up on the one that hit him. 3 guys get out of the car. They start going back and forth instead of just saying, are you okay? You know, it turns into an altercation. The one guy feels threatened because there are 3. There's one, boom, boom, boom. Shoots 1 dead and the other 2 in the hospital. My point is, the world's a little bit more dangerous. This wasn't happening a couple years ago when we moved in. Now it seems to be happening a lot more. Either desperation, people are just all on nerves, edge, right? So training like this, even if you never use the physical part for self-defense, if that guy who jumped out of the car, instead of saying, hey, are you guys okay? Accidents happen, man. You know, it's just a car. We can fix a car. He jumps out ready to fight. They jump out ready to fight. And now the one guy's dead. The other guy's probably going to go to jail for at least 10 years. Lives are ruined all about over temper, right? If they learn how to breathe, mushim, a lot of that can be avoided. That's what we're doing here today. It's not just physical self-defense. It's mental, emotional, spiritual self-defense. That's what martial arts is, good martial arts. So from here, I think we have one more set. I got to stop talking. 2, 3, 4. But I wanted to show you, before we leave, I thought about it all the way here, what to do. There was another hatchet attack. A guy in New York attacks another guy sitting on the bench. Guy's walking around with a hatchet. It happened a few weeks or a month ago. Totally different guy wearing a mask around Halloween. And he comes up and tries to start a fight with a guy. The guy, is trying to mind his own business. Boom, whacks him a couple times before the cops scare him and he runs away. I don't know if they caught him yet or not. And then the incident with the rock. The guy gets out. It's all on security cameras because there's a pawn store next door. So they've seen it now. Guy gets out of his car, walks up to the smoothie, looks over, sees the guys with the rock in their hand. And it's a bad neighborhood, especially where that is. And, No, he doesn't think these guys are going to smash me in the head with a rock and beat me half to death for my $6. But that's what happened. So situational awareness is always going to be the first part of self-defense. And I know this isn't just self-defense. Martial arts should, good martial arts, should have some self-defense in it. Situational awareness number 2. But I want to talk about what happens when somebody has a weapon in their hand, whether it's a rock, skateboard, chunk of concrete, machete, hatchet, stick, knife. I want you to shield up. And so we're going to practice this. This is where we're going to finish. And then I want to do Mushin with you one more time so that sinks in and we can add 2 more on the next class. So from here, get in a better position. Either step in or step back. If someone's about to hit you, step in. You've got to close the distance, close with and destroy. Violence of action, right? You're going to come in and then drive this elbow into his face. Let me pull him up here a little bit. If you ever get one of these, that's the secret, by the way. You pull it and roll it. People ask me all the time, how do you move that thing? So from here, all of a sudden you see this threat, you have to train yourself. It's not going to be your instinct. Your instinct is going to be like this. And if the guy's got a weapon and you go like this, that just gives him full force strike. He gets all of his range of motion, you're in trouble. If he's got a bladed weapon, he's slashing, you're really in trouble because he's slashing all this soft tissue, tendons, ligaments, and all those arteries and veins that are in there, plus all that muscle, right? Best case scenario, you're gonna have a lot of muscle damage and a lot of stitches and a lot of nerve damage. Worst case scenario is that you could bleed out or you can lose a hand because you just lose too much. If you're here instead, when you close the gap and they do hit you, even if it's with a bladed weapon, it's hitting, there's a little bit of muscle, there's a little bit of bone back there, a lot of skin, but they're not getting into the tendons as easily. They're not getting into all the vital tissues. They're not cutting as deep. You're still gonna have injury, but it's gonna be far less here than here. If you also close from here, the threat's coming in, I want you to just think straight up. Your hands come as your feet are moving in. So from here, I'm left-handed, but I also strike with the right. I think I'm ambidextrous these days. After doing martial arts for 41 years, you become more ambidextrous, right? A lot of times I'll teach you with the opposite side, so it doesn't really matter. But I want you to practice stepping in with whatever seems more powerful. From here, step. Then from this position, I want you to make sure you have some pressure on his face, throat, his eyes, whatever you can. And so you have to physically move your body in. Then pull your hands down here and smash straight forward into his face. We're going for head strikes as much as we can to try to knock him unconscious if he has a weapon especially. Or if they're, like in this case, the other one, there are 2 of them. This guy, you've got to get rid of him as fast as you can so you can smash this guy over here because he's going to turn and face you or fight you. I'm working on getting a team so we can work together and I can show you more with another human being so that it looks more realistic as you see what we're doing. Yeah, Garen says panic causes hesitation. So you're going to train out the panic, train out the hesitation. You're going to feel panicked. You're going to feel frightened. You're going to feel terrified. That's normal. You should feel that. But you're going to use that to your advantage. You're going to use that to flip a switch in your brain that you're going to install yourself. You're going to be your own electrician. You're going to install a little switch that says when you feel fear and panic, you take action. And the action is going to be specific. As you see the target, you're thinking, seek and destroy. This missile, this is now a heat-seeking missile. You're going right for his brain. You're going to look for his face, and his brain is in there somewhere. So you're going to stick it right in, remove his ability to see you or breathe, or temporarily or permanently through the throat. If he's much taller, you can stick that right in here. That can remove his ability to breathe too, his ability to stand up straight. If you miss hitting him here and it happens to slide up, smashing under his chin, that's okay. You're doing what we want. I want you to just put your entire body weight into his face. The hand comes here as a reminder to shield the head. Shield the head. So I want you to practice this, right? Just this first motion. If you don't have a bag, that's okay. You don't need a bag. you can slide in like this. If you do need any martial arts gear, check the first link below. If you want a quantum t-shirt, I know a lot of you have been saying that you're gonna wear your quantum t-shirt when we work out together. I love that, I appreciate that. That's also in a link below under or by the description. So from here, sliding in. Second motion, while you're still in contact. Don't back up and allow him to come forward again. From here, strike and then smash. Using your tight hand, your fist, this whole big surface here, this big box. See this big box? I'm gonna smash into the soft parts of parts of the face. His nose, his eyes, his face, or even into the throat. Oh good, Matthew said he's got his shirt. From here, you smash in here or into his body. Because you're holding your arms, you're gonna be very strong. You've given yourself more leverage. From here, you're smashing. Then, driving those elbows while maintaining your good grip. Just hard and fast. Remember, close with and destroy. That has to be trained in so that your instinct is coming in and not coming back. Your natural instinctive motion, the natural reflex is going to be this. Everybody's this. It's human nature. It's the way all animals do it. To recoil and cover, right? Instead, think about being a tiger. Take that tiger mentality. The tiger, when he senses that he's about to go into a battle, or she senses she has to fight, her instinct is to go forward and rip the throat out of the thing. That's what I want you to think about. I want you to have that go in, smash, rip, and remove anything you can. Their ability to see, breathe, hear, stand, walk, be upright, whatever you can for self-defense. You're using violence against violence. You're trying to destroy. So from here, train yourself coming forward, smashing here, elbows to the head, drop, and smash into the body. Into the body here. If you want, you can drive knees in if that works for you. But the idea is whatever you can remove or destroy. Do you have to use these techniques? No. It could be a back fist. It could be a palm strike. It could be a headbutt. It could be an upward. This is one of my favorite kinds of elbow strikes, is straight up and into the solar plexus. Up here. You can bring this up, palm facing down, and smash down into the head. The best thing to do is practice all of it. So from here, slide in here, smash here, elbow here. Try some coming up, try some coming down. Think about smashing into the face, smashing into the nose, even smashing into the chest, smashing into the shoulders, into that, what do we call that? The collarbone. Break that collarbone. Just break something, right? Go all in. Close with and destroy. Violence of action for self-defense. That's our workout for today. Give me some feedback. What else do you want to work on? I'm trying to give you small pieces first, and then as you're going to get better, which you always do, we're going to increase the volume, what we do in a workout. But I want to keep it simple. I want to keep you successful, keep you training, because it's all about keep training. Just don't give up, don't quit. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you in a little bit.